Hey guys, happy Ponder Project Thursday. I'm Jim. Oh, and happy Thanksgiving too. So this week's subject is family and how your family feels about your sexuality. Well, this one was particularly interesting to me. I grew up in a Catholic family, although my parents weren't super religious. We didn't go to church every Sunday or anything like that, but we did go sometimes, and I'm pretty sure neither of my parents ever questioned their religion. So when I found out I was gay, I knew it wouldn't be okay with them. I specifically remember one time when we were all riding in the car. I don't remember exactly what the context was, and my dad said to us that if we ever said to him, I am a homosexual and it's okay, he would disown us. And that has always stuck with me. Well, I came to terms with the fact that I was gay and learned to accept myself long before I ever came out to my parents. And I also came to terms with the fact that there was a pretty good chance that my dad would disown me at some point. So I made sure to be financially independent as soon as possible. I paid for my own schooling. I took out loans to pay for college. From a very young age, I made a decision, a promise to myself, sort of, that I was not going to go out of my way to pretend to be straight. I certainly wasn't ready to come out yet when I made that decision, but I knew that I would come out at some point, and I knew it would only be harder, and I would only feel worse about myself if I pretended to be straight. My parents are divorced, so I had that luxury of telling one long before the other. I told my mom about halfway through freshman year of college, and I waited until the following summer before I told my dad. But I also kind of tested the waters. Junior year of high school is when I started to question my religion, and I realized that Christianity wasn't for me. So I decided that I would use that as sort of a litmus test for my parents. I would tell them what I thought about religion, and depending on their reaction to that, would determine how badly I could expect them to react to the news that I was gay. While they did not react to the whole religion thing too well, my parents, who barely speak to one another, came together to confront me. They were really shocked I'd given up Christianity. So when I knew I was going to come out to them, I did a lot of research into what you can expect and what sort of preparations to make before you have the conversation. My mom was completely shocked when I came out to her, and I thought that surely by then she would have at least suspected I was gay. So I'm really glad that I did that research and prepared myself for that conversation, because my mom did say a few things that otherwise would have really upset me. Like, are you sure this isn't just a phase? Are you sure you're not doing this just because it's the in thing right now? Which still blew me away because I've never done anything because it was the in thing. And also it was not the in thing. I faced a lot of discrimination as a result. Even before people knew I was gay, they teased me because they figured I was. I mean, it was a ridiculous thing for her to say, but I was prepared for it, and I'm really proud of the way I kept my composure. So in a very short time, she came around and is incredibly supportive. Always has been ever since then. There were only that day or two when it was weird. My dad, on the other hand, he said he thought I was going to hell. He was not accepting. And we had a lot of debates about this over the years. My dad said to me, oh, well, can't you just marry a woman and just live your life as though you were straight? Now, number one, that would not be fair to the woman, because I would be denying her the kind of love that she could get from a straight man. Not to mention how fucked up would our kids be. Never mind the fact that by saying that, my dad clearly didn't care about my happiness. When I told him what a ridiculous idea that was, he told me that, fine, maybe I should just not have relationships with anyone, which is also an incredibly selfish thing for him to say. He would rather I lived a life devoid of love and affection. At that point, I honestly believed that my father did not love me. Nowadays, things are much better. He hangs out with me and my boyfriend. When we're talking on the phone, he'll tell me, say hi to Charles for me. So he's come a long way. I mean, it doesn't even feel strange anymore when I bring Charles around my dad and his side of the family, so that's good. The most important thing for me was to establish my own independence before I came out to my parents, and it served me pretty well. Even if you can't be financially independent, at least try to be emotionally independent. My brothers are completely accepting, which is wonderful. I don't actually have any family member who ever, shut me out as a result of my sexuality, which is great. I'm really, really fortunate. Anyways, you guys, thanks for listening, and I'll see you next Thursday. Take it easy.